honorable guests, sponsors, and invited speakers, we welcome you all to UKC 2015. I'm Sung Kim, the program chair. I'll be leading the opening ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for national anthems. Korean national anthem will be sung first, followed by a US national anthem. The Korean national anthem will be sung by tenor Hyuk Chae. Scientists and Engineers Association will come up to give us opening remarks. Please welcome President Kim.
Good morning. Honorable Dr. Yang Choi, Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning, Honorable members of Korean National Assembly, distinguished guests, and fellow KC members, I welcome all of you to UKC 2015. As you can see from the program book, this year's program is packed with excellent symposiums and forums. And we try to meet specific needs of sponsors by designing forums the way sponsors would like to see, and I hope you can enjoy all the technical programs. This year's UKC program doesn't just stop with the technical excellence. As you can see from our logo, our theme is pursuing excellence with a servant's heart. Our goal is to promote the spirit of service in pursuing technical excellence by exemplifying those who have led such a life of service. Excellence defines what we do. and service defines who we are. The servant spirit defines our character and integrity. In this fast-moving society, we are tempted to pursue excellence at whatever cost. Servant's heart brings us back to the real cause of our pursuit of excellence. We've done our best to promote the servant's heart in various areas of conference. You will see it in plenary speeches and the lives of plenary speakers. You will see the servant's heart in video scripts, in plenary sessions and during lunches. Some members will share their artistic skills in tonight's aquarium dinner, which is also based on servant spirit. Above all, the servant spirit was the guiding principle for the UKC organizing committee and volunteers to plan and run the conference. In fact, KC is built on servant's spirit. KC is now 44 years old. It is the age when the maturity balances with the strength. KC is stronger than ever and is more mature than ever. We will meet whatever challenges we face with strength and integrity. On behalf of the KC and the UKC Organizing Committee, I express my sincere gratitude to all the distinguished guests and KC members for their participation in UKC 2015. I hope that you enjoy the conference and your stay in Atlanta. Have some fun while you're in this beautiful city of Atlanta. By the way, 재미과기업 is actually 재미있는 과기업 anyway. So have fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This time we'll have Gu-seok Lee, the president of Korean Federation of Science and Technology Societies. President Lee will give us welcoming remarks. Please welcome President Lee.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to extend my warmest welcome to all of my distinguished guests to attend the 2015 U.S.-Korea Conference on Science and Technology and Entrepreneurship. I'm very honored and pleased to share this moment with Minister Choi Yang-hee, Minister of Science, ICT and Future Planning, and the Chairman of Science, ICT, Future Planning, Broadcasting and Communication Committee in Korea Congress. Very long name. And also Congressman Mr. Seo Sang-gi and Gil-bu and An Byung-ju and Park In-soo. Let me express my sincere appreciation to the members of the Korean American Scientists and Engineers Associations, including President Mr. Kim Young-soo, for all of your dedications and commitment in hosting today's conference. Since its starting in 1971, Korean American Scientists and Engineers Association has been contributed to build up a strong network of science and technology through the diverse range of progress, such as national math and science competition, scientists and engineers, early careers development. Honorable scientists and engineers, this UKC 2015 is taking place under the slogan of pursuing excellency with a servant heart, with the intention to offer a desirable future direction for science and technology of Korea and the US by listening to your voices and demand with a humble attitude. It is my sincere hope that today's meeting will serve as a precious opportunity to exchanging useful information. In area of joint research and ultimately contributed to the advancement of science and technology in both countries in the past. Moreover, in the honor of the 15th anniversary of Korean Federation of Science and Technology Association, we will hold the World Congress of Scientists and Engineers in July next year in Seoul to reflect the science and technology development in Korea in the past half centuries, to present a vision for our next half century. I hereby ask all the scientists and the engineers here who have attended this conference to actively participate in the World Congress next year in Seoul. Taking this opportunity, Korean Federation of Science and Technology, in collaboration with the Korean American Scientists and Engineers Association, will exert our utmost effort to promote cooperation and development of science and technology among the Korean peoples. Once again, let me offer my special thanks to all of you who joined us today. And I wish all the best and success for all of us here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Min-geun Chung, the president of National Research Foundation and Korea-US Cooperation Center, will come give us welcoming remarks. Please welcome President Chung.
Good morning. 안녕하십니까. 좋은 아침입니다. Dr. Yang Yi-chul, Minister of MSIP, Dr. Moon Jong-hong, Chair of the National Assembly Committee on Science, ICT, Future Planning, Broadcasting and Communications, Dr. Young-suk Kim, President of KSEA, Dr. Busop Lee, President of KOFST, Drs. 상기석, 길북강, 민수파, 명주민, members of the National Assembly, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to attend the 2015 US-Korean Conference on Science, Technology, and Entrepreneurship, First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Korean American Societies and Engineers Association, the Korean Federation of Science and Technology Societies for hosting UKC. Atlanta, called as Hollywood of the South, is well known as an epicenter for popular movies such as Gone with the Wind and Transformers. Also, the city has the main headquarters of CNN and Coca-Cola, and NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center is located nearby as well. In a sense, I believe it makes all the more meaningful to hold UKC here in Atlanta, where it is harmonized with diverse cultures and science technologies. Korea currently ranked as the second highest in the world for R&D investment ratio for GDP, which is approximately 4.03%, and has 11th largest economy in the world. There is no doubt that Korea's current success would have never been achieved if it had not been for Korean American scientists' enthusiastic and devoted support to our homeland. As far as I know, this year's main theme of UKC is pursuing excellence with a servant's heart. As the president of National Research Foundation of Korea, I would like to convey a deep empathy with 2015 UKC, because the main goal of UKC completely corresponds with NRF's primary objective. In 2015 alone, NRF's budget is $4.3 billion, which accounts for 23% of the entire Korean government's R&D budget. And it has been increased 7.9% from last year. As the NRF has tremendous amount of budget available, we bear a big responsibility and are also trying to endeavor to embody the servant's heart. As I know, America's gross domestic expenditure on R&D is $450 billion, which is the highest amount of the whole world. In addition, America has up to 500,000 patents at each year, and the rate of technology commercialization is reaching out to almost 70%. These statistics clearly demonstrate that the U.S. is leading a pioneer spirit in the field of innovative entrepreneurship. Therefore, I am firmly assured that our science and technology progress will shine more brightly as abundant resources of the U.S. become integrated with plenty of brilliant researchers in various fields of Korea. As you may know, Ted Turner is the founder of CNN and known to own the largest land in the U.S. He made a broadcasting news system which is available for 24 hours, which no one had ever imagined. His creative idea not only made him one of the billionaires in the U.S., but also is related Korean government's creative economy. In order to facilitate the Korean government's creative economy, NRF has been supporting researchers and venture enterprises with a servant's heart. And I strongly believe that 2015 UKC is a wonderful opportunity to envision this picture of creative economy. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Yang Choi, Dr. Moon Jung-hong, Dr. Young-soo Kim, and Dr. Bruce Lee, and other staff members for their excellent work in organizing this great conference. I hope all the participants receive great outcomes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yang Hee-chae, the Minister of Science, ICT, and Future Planning, will come and give us congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Minister Chae.
honorable guests, scientists, entrepreneurs, and professors. Good morning. I am Choi Yang-hee, Minister of Science, ICT, and Future Planning of Korea. I would like to extend my congratulations to all of you and to the organizers of this 2015 UKC, the most important festival for the Korean American scientific communities. Respectable Chairman Hong Mun-jong of the National Assembly's Committee with a long name, and members of the National Assembly, So Sang-hee, Min Byung-suk, Kang Gyu-gu, and Park In-suk, and Representative, House Representative Park Byung-jin of the Georgia House of the Representatives, and distinguished guests. Please allow me to express my sincere gratitude for your participation in this important event. I would like also to thank Chairman Lee Gu-seop of the Korean Federation of Science and Technology Societies and Chairman Kim Young-soo of the Korean American Scientists and Engineers Association for making this event possible and successful. In 1971, 68 pioneering scientists gathered together to establish the Korean American Scientists and Engineers Association. After 44 years, the organization has grown into a major presence in the scientific community with over 7,000 members. We are very proud of you. Fellow members of the science and technology community, the world is faced with great challenges. While the world population is rapidly increasing, in some countries like Korea, economically active population is projected to decrease dramatically. Disasters, natural or man-made, menacing our daily lives. The divide between haves and have-nots is ever increasing. Climate change is posing serious threats to the world economy. Who will solve these problems? It is us, scientists and engineers. So the mission of my ministry is to overcome all these uncertainties with advances in science, technology, and ICT by providing adequate national R&D and business infrastructure. In this regard, the government R&D innovation plan in Korea was recently announced as a roadmap for creating a more efficient R&D system in Korea. Also in ICT area, Korea has been doing very well with strong industries in semiconductor memory, smartphone, display, and electronic home appliances, etc. However, with countries like China rapidly chasing us behind, we need to move fast. The KICT, like K-pop or K-drama, KICT strategy was born under such pressing circumstances. But the R&D strategies alone are not enough. We need to transfer R&D results into markets, businesses, and industries. So the concept of creative economy is no more than injecting scientific and engineering knowledge into new and old businesses in order to convert those businesses into real, good, and healthy ones. So my ministry is responsible for coordinating all government policies to promote the creative economy and has worked very hard to launch regional innovation platforms throughout Korea by establishing the creative economy innovation centers in 17 different locations throughout Korea. And lastly, science diplomacy is another important mission of my ministry. As a strong emerging country in science and engineering, Korea is in need of a balanced but aggressive diplomatic policy in science. So just for one example, in a number of countries, a variety of technology commercialization and startup acceleration programs are well underway through our new Korea Innovation Centers, so-called KIC. And in US, these KICs are located in Washington, D.C. and in Silicon Valley. So I invite you to visit the centers to experience the Korean creative economy programs and to network with young entrepreneurs waiting for your support. you scientists can contribute very much and help young entrepreneurs as mentors, partners, and teachers. In that sense, I believe that the slogan for today's event, pursuing excellence with a servant's heart, offers an especially clear view of the path we must take together. I'm also aware that this year we are truly fulfilling the spirit of service by sharing our science and technology knowledge and information with the local community hand in hand with the Korean American Chamber of Commerce in Georgia. I believe that serving others with a humble heart is the best way to help others grow and in turn help ourselves to grow. There is an ancient proverb that goes, "The greatest virtue is like water," which I feel reflects the spirit of service quite well. Water flows to the lowest place, then fills up to the space, embracing all while raising itself high. I hope that this conference will lend us the opportunity to grow and emulate the spirit of service and the preciousness of the water, exchanging ideas and information that can in turn make the world a better place. And I would like to once again offer my congratulations to the organizers and participants of the UKC. I wish you all good health and success. Thank you. Thank you very much.
문종홍, Chairman of Science, ICT, Future Planning, Broadcasting and Communications Committee in the National Assembly of Korea will come give us a congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Chairman Hong.
My name is Munjong-hong, chairman of the longest name in Korean Congress. That's why we have several delegates, Mr. Seo-sang-ki, Kang Gil-ho, Min Byung-yu, and Park In-suk. And it is my great pleasure to address you at this meaningful event. And my special thanks goes to the President Kim Young-soo of the KSEA, President Lee Buseok of the KOFST, President Jung Min-gun of Cusco in Chile, and especially representative of BJ Beck of the Georgia House. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on the opening of the 2015 US-Korea Conference on Science, Technology, and Entrepreneurship. On behalf of the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to President Kim Young-soo and President Lee Buseok for the opening this meaningful event. Throughout this 44 years long history, Korean American Scientists and Engineer Association has contributed largely to the scientific and technological advancement of both countries. Moreover, KSEA has pronounced many of the great presidents, professors, and researchers for the Korean Institute of Science and Technology and the Special Universities of Science and Technology in Korea. It also has played an important role in taking Korea's scientific and technological capacities to a higher level. I deeply appreciate your long dedication. Distinguished guests, Korea rose itself from the ashes of the Korean War within just half a century to achieve the economic development called the miracle on the Han River. And the Korean government boosted the pace by investing aggressively in science and technology. Now, Korea recognized what our obligations are as a prosperous country, and we are very much committed to contributing our capacities to addressing global issues such as aging population, global warming, diseases, and poverty. But I believe Korea has to take a step further to stand shoulder to shoulder with other advanced countries like the USA. To this end, we need to expand the scope of global cooperation and leverage our capacities, especially in the field of science and technology. Last year, the International Institute for Management Development ranked Korea's scientific and technological competitiveness at the world 6th and 8th each. It was indeed a very welcoming news, but regrettably, such great diplomatic assets has not been fully utilized on the global stage. That was one of the reasons 35 members of Korean National Assembly, including myself, launched a diplomatic forum on science, technology, and ICT in February 2015. We all come to agree that the key to better positioning Korea on the global stage is on the strengthening Korea's scientific and technological diplomacy. In this regard, I would like to ask all the scientists, researchers gathered here to share your experience and insight and build a fruitful network with those in Korea through joint researches and seminars. I truly believe such a collaboration will help Korea establish a better set of diplomatic strategies on science and technology. Distinguished scientists and researchers, the slogan, "Pursuing Excellence with Servant's Heart," is cross-cutting today's conference. And it says the renowned scientists and politicians have come together today to share our insight on how to better serve our nation with the excellence we have in our own field. The slogan for this conference today is also very close to my heart, and as I am serving my nation as a member of the National Assembly, from where I stand, I do my best to help Korea make another great leap forward and to help all the Korean people, including expatriates abroad, prosper. Thank you very much.
Sang Gi-seop, a member of National Assembly of Korea, will give us congratulatory remarks. Please welcome Congressman Seop.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I'm Sang Gi-seop, member of National Assembly, and my electoral district is northern part of Daegu. If you have any friends or relatives over there, please. I'm a little bit excited this morning because my grandson is attending this conference as a member of, student member, KSEA. I don't know. So I found another reason why I should come back several more years. It is a great honor and pleasure to attend this UKC 2015. First of all, I will first like to thank President Kim, and equally thanks to Minister Yang Choi and President Boo-seop Lee for their unwavering support. Also, I thank fellow National Assembly members Munjung-hong, Gil-bo-kang, and In-suk Park and Byung-ju-min. Since so many of the National Assembly members are here, you don't have to worry about budget next year. They never come with empty hand. That's the rule in the National Assembly. I would also like to thank ex-Minister Si Jung-kim and other ministers for their continuing support. I have attended UKC every year since I becoming a member of National Assembly back in 2014, which makes I think 12 attendance. Thank you very much. And I've seen during those days, I've seen all the hard work and devotion to make UKC a proud tradition of US and Korean scientists. We all owe them a big round of applause for making UKC 2015 yet another big success. Please, give applause. As you all know, Atlanta is the largest city in the southeastern part of the United States and hosted the Olympic Centennial Olympic in 1996. I still remember the joy of watching Bong Joo-lee winning the gold medal for marathon in Atlantic Olympics. 20 years after the Olympics, Atlanta has grown in epic proportions. The state of Georgia has built roads named Kia Boulevard, named after Kia Motor in Korea, and Kia Parkway. I think this is just one example of how Atlanta has succeeded in creating in world-class business hub through their extraordinary support for business and research and technology. Like Atlanta, Korea now has a similar strategy for growth, and the Center for Creative Economy and Innovation is leading the way to build a new system. Minister Yang Yi-chae is in charge of the whole project. The largest corporation in Korea, including Samsung, LG, and Hyundai, who are the sponsors of this conference, are helping to develop the ecosystem for the creative economy through supporting venture or startup companies that are customized and optimal for the characteristics of each local regions. Now it is the time for the creative economy to spread its wings and rise to the next level, and all of you, I think, can or should play an important role in this matter. The experience and minds of 7,000 KSEA members will be a major resource to drive the creative economy to full potential. In that sense, the theme of UKC 2015, Pursuing Excellence with a Servant Heart, could not be more fitting and takes on a great meaning. I'm confident that the passionate minds of 7,000 KSEA members will have a bigger impact on the success of the creative economy than 7,000 creative economy centers. So I ask and urge all scientists and engineers to take part in your own way to contribute to the creative economy going on in Korea. It is our country's hope that KSEA will continue to serve as the center for US-Korea Science and Technology Cooperation, just as it has been for the last 44 years since its founding back in 1971. In turn, the Korean government will also contribute its service to the Korean American society. We will also increase financial or other support Korean American groups and to have their voices and interests better represented in Korean politics. We will embrace fellow Korean Americans as a future asset that will lead the way to advance cooperation between Korea and the US. Finally, I wish to congratulate the success of UKC 2015 again, and wish you all the great experience during the rest of the conference. Thank you for your attention.
PJ Park, representative of Georgia House, will come and give us congratulatory remarks. Let's welcome Representative Park.
Thank you very much for inviting me to give a few remarks. I want to first thank the U.S.-Korea Conference on Science, Technology, and Entrepreneurship, and I want to welcome the dignitaries here, Minister Che, members of the National Assembly. What's been lost in the speeches here is that I realize that I'm probably the person with the lowest IQ in this room, given the fact the number of PhDs and brilliant people attending this conference. I want to welcome you to Georgia. I think I need to hire Congressman Seo to promote Georgia because he gave such a great speech about the city. I want to also mention to you that Georgia is very fertile ground for technology. We have one of the finest research universities here in Georgia Tech and also University of Georgia. Not to mention probably the most famous golf tournament in the world, in the Masters. And I have to say that in thinking about my remarks here, I want to compare kind of Korea and the United States. And I'll point out in a second, one thing that impressed me the most, and those of us who are in public policy making, when they visit South Korea, is the IT infrastructure that Seoul and Korea has. And we all know, and now it's no secret, that the government's investment in the Wi-Fi infrastructure back 12, 13 years ago has propelled South Korea as one of the technology hubs of the world. And as a policymaker in the state of Georgia and also a member of the United States citizen, we are very, very jealous of the advancement that you've made. I was not smart enough to be a scientist, although my parents wanted me to pursue science, so I chose law instead. I'm a lawyer by training. And there's a famous quote by Aristotle that says, "Law is reason free from passion." And the reason I bring up the law is I see a lot of similarities in law, philosophy, and science. I believe law is a study, and the practice of it results in the search for justice. Science, I believe, is a study for truth that leads to justice. And the reason I say that is, when I said law is supposed to be without passion, I do not know a single scientist, a technology venture, or an entrepreneur without passion. Everyone that I know in your field is passionate about what they do. And I was very, very happy to read about the theme of your conference, pursuing excellence with a servant's heart. I know that your passion is driven to improve the condition of mankind, because science and technology is what leads to equality all over the world. justice. It is with technology that we're able to lift third world countries, cure them of disease, increase their education levels, to make sure that each human being could participate in the productive concept and promotion of the knowledge for truth. So what you do and what you promote is very, very important, not just to your countries or your ventures, but to humanity as a whole. Perhaps that's probably what's very befitting that you're having this conference in Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you who do not know, Atlanta is the heart of the civil rights movement in the United States. People fought for equality and for truth and justice starting in this city, and one of our favorite sons is Dr. Martin Luther King. So what you do here today in the conference, in talking to each other, pursue justice and truth with the passion I know that you have and that you will bring to each conference. Again, I'll end with a short story. The city of Atlanta was not always what it was supposed to be. In other words, you were competing against a city in Alabama called Birmingham, Alabama. In the 1950s, there was an entrepreneurial mayor named Hartsfield, hence the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, who saw that government was investing in a postal relay station via use of aviation technology. And Mayor Hartsfield was a very enthusiast of aviation. So what he did, and tying it back to the Gone with the Wind story, he invited the undersecretary of the postmaster who's deciding which city to build the infrastructure in to a red carpet rollout and premiere of Gone with the Wind in Atlanta. And as a result, postmaster decided to have a postal relay station here in Atlanta and not in Birmingham. As a result, they took a crop duster company, and turned it into Delta Airlines, who's now the third largest carrier in the United States. Of course, a co-share partner of Tiananmen. So there you go, the whole full story. I wish you best of luck in this conference, and if I could be of any assistance to any one of you in terms of investing in Georgia or anything I could do to relay and also participate in the resources that the state could bring, please do not hesitate to call. Thank you and good luck.
We'll have a time to welcome the honorable guest in the sequence that you see on the screen. When your name is shown on the screen, please stand up to be recognized. We have members of Korean National Assembly attending the UKC. Gilbu Kang, please stand up, please. Insuk Park. Kyungju Min. Thank you. We have a Consulate General of Korea in Atlanta, Sungjin Kim. We have a former Minister of Korea, Sijung Kim. Myungja Kim. Hee-young Baek. Thank you. We have a former president of Corpus, Ki-jun Lee. Sang-dae Park. We have a university president attending UKC, Sungmo Steve Kang from KAIST, Woo Jae Cho from UNIST, Song Chol Shin from DGIST, Young-sik Kim from KIT, Song-hyun Moon from GIST, Eun-woo Lee from UST, Woo-il Lee from SNU. We have a special guest representing the World Congress of Korean and Korean Ethics Scientists and Engineers from 12 countries. Please stand up to be recognized. Now I'd like to introduce presidents of institutes. Tae-sik Lee from KICT. Ki-woo Lee from KIR. Yong-taek Im from KIM. Hwang-hwa Chung from KBSI. Byung-won Lee from KIST. Young-soo Lee from KITech. Young-ah Park from KISTEP. Donald Mangiurio from Korea Economic Institute in America. Sung-hyun Park from KAST, Hallyu. Seung-hwan Kim from KOFAC. Sang-chun Lee from NST. Du-cheol Kim from IBS. Yu-hun Seo from KBRI. Hyung-guk Lee from KEI. Yong-hyun Shin from KRIS. Woo Do from DGFEG. Nam Kim from Atri. Hyuhan Kim from Kigan. Thank you. I'd like to introduce former presidents of KSEA. We have 27 former presidents are presenting this UKC. Could you stand up, please? Thank you. So now we'd like to do KSEA Award ceremony in a sequence of Outstanding Contribution to KSEA Award, Scientist of the Year Award, Engineer of the Year Award. First, Outstanding Contribution to KSEA Award goes to Ki-dong Lee. This award is jointly awarded by Minister of MSIP. Please welcome Professor Lee.
This is written in Korean. So, 표창장 University Laureate Urban Champaign 교수 이기동. 귀하는 올바른 국가관과 투철한 사명감으로 과학기술 분야에서 주목할 만한 연구 성과를 거두고 모국과의 과학기술 교류 협력을 통해 대한민국의 과학기술 발전에 기여하는 공익품으로 이 표창장을 드립니다. 2015년 7월 30일 최한입니다.
Scientist of the Year award goes to Eun-suk Seo. This award is jointly with President of Corpus. 표창장 University of Maryland 서은숙 교수. 귀하는 과학기술 분야에서 주목할 만한 연구 성과를 거두고 해외에서 모국과의 과학기술 교육 그리고 협력을 통해 대한민국의 과학기술 발전에 기여한 공이 크므로 이 표창장을 드립니다. 2015년 7월 30일 한국과학기술단체 총연합회 회장 이부섭. Engineer of the Year award goes to Jane Oh. This award is jointly with President of Corpus. 표창장 미국 항공우주국제 추진연구소 제인 오 수석 책임연구원. 귀하는 과학기술 분야에서 주목할 만한 연구 성과를 거두고 해외에서 모국과의 과학기술 교류 협력을 통해 대한민국의 과학기술 발전에 기여한 공이 크므로 이 표창장을 드립니다. 2015년 7월 30일 과학기술단체 총연합회 회장 이부섭. Thank you for the awards. Before the next program is to show you ES video. In UKC we have 4 ES video series. This time I'll show you the first one. Okay. This is ES means exemplary service case. So we'd like to show you how the scientists can serve the community, and this video is from Ewha Women's University, made by Gilja Jeon, professor from Ewha Women's University. The title of this video is Sacrifice Flight. It's about the ministry in Cambodia. Hope you watch. It will be a very interesting video.
꿈이 없는 곳에 꿈을 심는 일. 그 일은 분명 쉬운 일이 아니다. 그러나 누군가가 해야 한다면 주저없이 배사는 그 일을 하고 싶다. 캄보디아에 꿈이 심어지고 있다. 아이들이 신이 나서 소리를 지르고 화이팅을 외친다. 나의 희생을 통해 점수를 내고 누군가를 살리는 일. 야구에서는 그것을 희생 플라이라고 한다. 킬링 필드, 1975년에서 79년 내전으로 인해 전 인구의 4분의 1이 죽임을 당하였다. 그 당시에 나라를 이끌어갈 대부분의 인재들이 죽임을 당하였는데 현재 캄보디아는 25세 이하 사람 중 60%가 초등학교 과정조차 제대로 끝내지 못했다. 문맹률이 50% 가까이 된다. 킬링필드로 알려진 내전으로 국가적 인재가 전멸해버린 캄보디아는 국가 재건에 나설 인재 확보가 최우선적인 국가적 유망상이 되었다. 1886년 스크랜트 부인은 단 한 명의 학생을 데리고 이화학당을 세웠다. 점차 학생 수가 늘어 규모가 커져 1930년 신촌으로 이사를 하여 학교를 세웠는데 이것이 현재의 이화여자대학교가 되었다. 이화스러운 유초등학교 또한 앞으로 캄보디아 내에 인재 양성을 하는 최고 수준의 학교로 발돋움해서 스크랜트 부인이 뿌린 씨앗이 캄보디아에서도 열매를 맺을 수 있도록 노력할 것이다. 캄보디아 수도 푸놈펜에서 서남쪽으로 50km 떨어진 깜퐁스프 스럭 마을에 초등학교부터 대학교까지 지어진 26만 평 땅을 구입하였다.
학교 건물이 거의 다니는 학생들한테 하나의 자기의 자부심 같은 거니까, 프라이드 같은 거니까 학교가 좀 그런 역할을 해줬으면 좋겠다 하는 생각을 했는데, 아까 말씀드렸듯이 이제 캄보디아의 사회 여건이 특히 초등학교쯤 되면은 괜찮은 학교가 별로 없어요. 그래서 그러한 모델이 하나가 좀 제시가 돼야 학생들이 학교 건물도 자기 프라이드로 느낄 수 있었으면 좋겠다.
깜뽕스프는 캄보디아에서도 가난한 마을로 교육 환경이 매우 열악하다. 배사는 이곳에 2009년 유초등학교를 개교하여 운영 중이다. 올해 10월이면 중학교가 개교를 앞두고 있다. 배우고 싶어도 학교가 너무 멀고 가난한 가정 환경으로 인해 배움의 길이 막혀있던 이 마을에 학교는 생소와도 같을 것이다. 날씨가 무더워 1교시 수업이 7시에 시작한다. 그러나 학생들은 지각하는 일이 없다. 그만큼 배우고자 하는 열정이 아이들에게 간절하다. 학생들이 일찍 도착해 335 짝을 이루어 놀고 있다. 학생들의 웃음소리가 학교의 미래이고 캄보디아의 미래처럼 들린다. 띵님은 현재 이화스로 초등학교 3학년 학생이다. 지금은 이렇게 밝게 친구들과 잘 어울려 생활하지만 띵님은 올 초 학교를 못 가는 상황이 생겼다.
그때 마음이 슬펐습니다. 지금은 행복하고 계속 공부하고 싶습니다.
집안 형편이 어려워 엄마가 공장에 나가 일을 해야만 했다. 3살 동생을 돌봐줄 사람으로서 띵님이 동생을 돌보아야 할 상황이 된 것이다. 상황을 알게 된 이화수렁 교장 선생님이 엄마를 찾아가 상담하고 일주일에 3번 학교에서 청소 일을 할 수 있도록 맡겼다. 공장에서 버는 만큼은 아니지만 생활비와 아이 학비를 보탤 수 있는 엄마는 띵님이 학교를 계속 다닐 수 있도록 해주었다.
제 아이가 계속 공부할 수 있도록 도와주시고 대학교까지 공부할 수 있게 도와주신다면 정말 감사드립니다. 물론 저희 노력 없이 계속 학교만 기대하는 것이 아니라 저도 노력하겠습니다. 제가 도움받지 않아도 되면 말씀드리겠습니다. 이렇게 힘들 때 도와주셔서 정말로 고맙습니다.
회사에서는 2가지 초점을 맞춰 인재를 양성하고 있다. 하나는 현지에서 학교를 세워 교육하는 것이고 또 하나는 캄보디아의 현실을 감안하여 필요성이 높은 분야부터 장학생을 선발해 한국에서 교육시키고 있다. 퍼우살렘은 이화여대에서 행정학 석사를 마치고 캄보디아로 돌아와 공무원 준비를 하며 이화스럭 초등학교에서 행정실장을 하고 있다.
기회가 된다면 많은 학생들이 공부할 수 있으면 좋겠습니다. 여성들은 우리나라의 지도자가 될 수 있도록 교육을 반드시 해야 합니다. 그래서 미국과 한국과 같은 선진국에서 공부할 수 있는 기회를 만들어주셔야 합니다.
생툴라는 이화여자대학에서 현재 사회복지학과를 전공하고 있다.
네, 한 1년 후 졸업한 후에는 캄보디아 들어가서 NGO나 NGO를 통해 캄보디아 사회 복지를 도움이 되면 좋겠어요. 특히 그 아이들 위해 도와주고 싶어요.
배사의 좋은 뜻을 하시고 함께해 주시는 많은 분들이 있다. 이곳은 이화수렁 학교 부진에 있는 허구연 필드다.
그래서 이 나눔에 대한 게 너무 저는 부족한 게 아닌가. 특히 이제 그 도네이션이 몸에 좀 되어 있지는 않잖아요. 그래서 저는 진짜 선진국이 되고 좋은 나라가 되고 정말로 다른 나라보다 괜찮은 나라다 좀 그런 소리를 들으려면은 이 나눔 문화가 그 컬처가 제대로 정착되어야 된다고 생각합니다.
이곳이 클리닉 센터가 지어질 달이다. 가난과 질병으로 고통받는 이 마을 사람들에게 도움을 주기 위해 더 멋진 세상과 함께한다.
캄보디아가 그 내전 때 300만 명이 죽으면서 모든 또 의료진들, 의사 간호사들이 다 죽었기 때문에 의료 보건 환경이 극히 또 열악하다는 그런 얘기를 듣고 또 저희 더 멋진 세상에 그런 그 열악한 지역에 클리닉 센터를 지어서 같이 좀 사역을 했으면 좋겠다는.
물은 생명의 근원이다. 캄보디아는 수도 시설이 없어 많은 질병이 발생한다. 그 일들을 해결하기 위해 과학자 추희소 교수님이 이곳에서 노력하고 있다.
그냥 뭐 우리가 뭐 자긍심보다는 뭐 이런 걸 해야 된다. 내가 가지고 있는 일종의 이것도 재능인데 그 내가 정년퇴임하는 거 혹은 아무것도 안 쓰면 모르겠어요. 또 한국 같은 데서는 옛날 제가 배운 학문들 벌써 다 해놨는데 거기서 여기서 뭐 하는 거보다는 이런 데 와서 하면 제가 아는 것도 이렇게 살려줄 수 있고 이 사람 저는 필요 없는 거지만 이 사람들한테 규정이 될 수 있죠.
회사는 100년 뒤를 내다보면서 이 일을 감당해 나가려고 합니다. 그러기 위해서는 참 많은 것들을 준비해야 합니다. 그래서 많은 분들의 도움의 손길이 절실하고 간절합니다. 이 좋은 일을 되도록 많은 분들과 함께 같이 해나갈 수 있으면 정말 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
우리가 뿌린 씨앗들이 이곳에 열매를 맺고 이곳이 건강해졌으면 좋겠다. 캄보디아에 웃음 바이러스가 널리 퍼졌으면 하는 것이 배사가 캄보디아에 꿈꾸는 일이다.
President Kim will come and introduce Professor Sang-Muk Lee. He is the plenary speaker.
When we started planning for the conference, we had multiple proposals on who to invite as plenary speakers. When I heard about Professor Sang-Muk Lee's story, there was no doubt in my mind that he should be the keynote speaker for this opening ceremony. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but I'm going to just introduce his background a little bit. He's an associate professor at the School of Earth and Environmental Sciences, Seoul National University, Korea, where he specializes in marine geology and geophysics. He also has the undergraduate interdisciplinary program in computational sciences and the graduate program in computational science and technology. He received a bachelor's degree from Seoul National University in 1985 and PhD from MIT and in 1995. He is also an associate member to the Korean Academy of Science and Technology. invited him to come to the conference, he told me that he doesn't accept invitations very lightly, and no matter how much money we give, if the purpose of the trip is not right, then he's not going to accept it. But when he heard about the conference and especially the theme, he felt that he's actually called to come over here, and he spent 14 hours in the flight, in the airplane, without moving, lying down, to come all the way to this UKC. So it means a lot to our conference. Let us give a warm welcome to Professor Lee.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It is a great pleasure to speak at this very honorable conference, but at the same time I'm quite overwhelmed to stand in front of so many distinguished and eminent scholars. So I have given many pep talks and talks with foregone conclusions, but I know that this is as much of an intelligence that I can get in one room. So today I'm going to try something more challenging. I'm going to talk about what I see as a meaning of life, society, and human consciousness in terms of evolution. This is something that I've been searching for myself over the years, and you may be familiar you may be familiar with some parts of it, because most of them that I got were from books that I read. So I'm going to introduce the books and try to tell you what's the meaning of all these things from my personal perspective. And I hope I don't offend anybody. But as you can see, I'm an earth scientist. I studied oceanography. My major is studying volcanoes and earthquakes under the ocean, which there are none in Korea. So most of the work that I do it outside Korea. This is a picture of myself that I took before my injury 9 years ago. And I used to work, before joining the university, I used to work at government-supported institute, KORDI, Korean Ocean Research and Development Institute, for 7 years. And this was a great time because I had this very nice ship, and with this ship I was able to do what I wanted to do all over the world, usually around various corners of the Pacific. On average, during the years in KORDI, I think I spent about 3-4 months floating somewhere in the Pacific. And after 7 years in Cordy, I decided to move to the university. And when I got to the university, I found out that there was no big enthusiasm in oceanography or earth science, which I felt because to me, science is about observation and experiment. And if you don't show the students what the field is like, it's very hard to get them aroused. So in 2006, with 12 students from Seoul National University and students together with students at Caltech, we went to California for geological field trip. Why California? Because California is a desert. Unlike South Korea, where you have a lot of vegetation, you can observe outcrops there very easily. And as you know, the grounds in California is still moving. So it was very exciting. During the 9 days we were on the field, we had a very great field trip. And towards the end of the field trip, this is what happened. I have no recollection of what happened, but on this day, presumably we were driving in caravan and the cars in front of us were kicking dust and the visibility got poor and the car that I was driving rolled over and the roof crashed. And here in this picture, I'm still crushed in the driver's seat. Well, if you don't want this to happen to you, drive Volvo. So the injury that I sustained is called SCI. It's not science citation in spinal cord injury. And the operation that I received is called neck fusion. Basically, they had to put together 2 parts of my neck. And even though it was mechanically joined, the nerve system, spinal cord, was completely damaged and I became completely paralyzed neck down. Many people ask me, why I have not been suicidal or had any depression. Well, to me, I find it amazing that despite losing hands and arms, there are so many things you can still do. And I'm amazed every day about the things that I can do. Especially nowadays with the advent of computer and smart revolution, I can do everything on the computer, slightly slower, but everything I can do. For instance, I can text message using speech recognition with my kids. As you know, that's the only form of communication with your kids these days. And so these technology is what keep me going. 6 years ago, after the accident, I had a chance to go back to the scene of the accident. It was a paved road, but very simple and plain. And when I went back there, I couldn't believe that the accident occurred in this very plain road. And considering all the good things that have happened to me since the accident, I really wonder whether this was really an accident or destiny, in a good sense. I think I told you that I had 0 depression and no psychiatric trouble. I mean, before the accident, I wasn't really motivated or spiritually strong. But accident made so many things clear. And sometimes the reporters ask my friends from high school whether I was like this always. And one of my friends said, no, I think he hurt his head where he had this, he hurt the dark side of his brain. So I cannot have depression or negative thoughts. And so anyway, I don't know why I did not have this depression or any psychological problem, but I think it must have been due to the near-death experience that I had when I was in coma in the hospital right after the accident. It's very difficult to describe. I usually call it a dream, but I mean, I know what dreams are like, and this was so vivid and clear, and once you see yourself dying or about to die, that is the most educational experience in your life. You know, everything becomes so clear. And because I think I felt what it was like to die, I think I gained a great inner strength to overcome all the challenges. And also, before the accident, like everybody, many people here, I was just interested in my science and trying to do my work and climb up the ladder step by step. But the near-death experience brought me what I call an increased bandwidth of thinking. So these days, I have great difficulty trying to stay on my science as I wander around reading various books and try to find out the purpose of the new life that I gained. And of course, this has been very productive part of my life. It has become my lifetime quest and hobby to think about these so-called big questions. And I'm not sure you'll agree with all of it, but here I go. I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the first one, obviously, to have this near-death experience and renewed life. It turns out, 450 years ago, French writer and philosopher Montaigne had a very similar near-death experience. This is written in a recent book by Sarah Bakewell, who wrote about Montaigne and entitled How to Live. Montaigne was a very active political figure, a rich person, aristocrat in the county of Bordeaux. And suddenly, on one day at age 37, he fell from a horse and he was struck by the following horse and he went into coma. As a young person, Montaigne wondered personally about death. He was really curious about death and he wanted to learn about death. This was his obsession. But when he experienced death, he realized that everything was so calm, natural, and there is no need to prepare. No 선행학습 needed. When it came, he knew what to do exactly, and he felt he felt like he was flowing into and being lifted, and he knew what to do exactly. When Montaigne woke up and told this to his friends, they all were shocked because they said, no, you are in real agony and pain, and you were vomiting blood and ripping your clothes. So everybody worried really about him. And then Montaigne realized that perhaps the death is something that it looks very awful on an outward appearance, but very calm inside. So from then on, he realized that he doesn't have to worry about death and just focus on living. And as a result, he retired from all his political life and secluded himself to a chateau where he started writing about things, and this became the first literary form of what is called an essay. Essay is something that you write and the next day or later you write something that would contradict with what you wrote earlier. But this was a new form of literary because prior to this essay, when you wrote something, everybody wrote for a purpose. There was an objective why you were writing a document. So essay, some people say the present form of essay is the Facebook. So, well, I could have become a literary figure, but I decided that, for me, I should take another path and I should continue my path as a scientist. So, when I was stuck with these new challenges and new questions, I could have easily found meaning in belief. But to me, believing was too easy, perhaps too easy. And trying to understand was what was really difficult. Because as a scientist, we are trained to do critical thinking and problem solving. So I decided not to embark on belief, but take this path of trying to understand based on what we know and what is being discovered every day in various fields of science, try to synthesize what I know, what I can know, and how far this path could take me into the real answer, which I'm sure I did not expect to reach and have not. I think similar spirit was conveyed by Carl Sagan when he said, I don't want to believe, I want to know. So this has been my path. Perhaps I will start believing, but right now I wanted to see how far I can go with just using the basic principle, first principle, to see whether I can reach a meaningful solution of why one has to live and what living means. I quickly found that, I first started reading a lot of philosophy and history books, but I soon found out that much of the human nature and human behavior can be explained nowadays by so-called social biology, evolutionary biology, and evolutionary psychology. Well, there are many human behaviors, but the easiest is sex. All the behavior regarding sex can be, in my view, satisfactorily explained in terms of social biology. And I might get into trouble by saying this in Korea, but this is not me saying, but I'm just going to paraphrase and quote Matt Ridley, author of a book called The Red Queen, Sex and the Evolution of Human Nature. Matt Ridley pointed out that the goal of all species, all living beings, is to thrive by reproduction. This is true for male and female. Only the difference is the strategy they use, he argued. Because thriving is such a challenging task, what male of an animal usually does is that they try to increase the number of cases by disseminating their sperm as much and as many cases as possible. So that's the strategy that used. On the other hand, he argues that a female of an animal has to incubate the child during the length of pregnancy and have to wait until that child grows up. So female have very are disadvantages in terms of chance. So what they do is try to increase the probability by trying to mate with the most successful male and those that will stay around them while they are taking care of their child. So in a way, when I read this book, it cleared my mind and my sexual appetite dropped dramatically because now I can substitute that with a reason. Another important thing is altruism, which is somewhat also the theme of this UKC conference. The evolutionary biologists had a hard time explaining why at certain times animals exhibit altruistic behavior. That is, by sacrificing themselves for the benefit of the others. This is not always the case, but we often see that in the social animals. They had a hard time explaining what is the motivation behind so-called altruism. Why would somebody sacrifice their lives for benefit of the others? And this is because when we normally think about evolution, it is all about natural selection and survival of the fittest. We associate all the bad behaviors and morally wrong things like greed, betrayal, and infidelity to natural selection. But scientists are now in agreement that in the development of human society, not just the survival of individual, but the group selection was at play. So by sacrificing oneself in the benefit of the group, that group had an advantage over the other group that did not. So this group selection is a very common and important characteristics of social animal, including human and other animal species. And according to Ed O. Wilson, a biologist at Harvard, he thinks because human Homo sapiens did this very well that they became the conqueror of the earth today. Because we could have easily been wiped out because the population of Homo sapiens was too few. But because we did group selection very well, that this game of group selection, that is why we have been so successful. The downside of group selection is that it becomes the matter of us against them, and it has led to many tribal religion, and as you know, even in modern days, we have not overcome this downside. One of the books that I read interestingly is something called The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker, which was awarded Pulitzer Prize in 1974, and this year, unfortunately, the author died of cancer. According to this book, The Denial of Death, Ernest Becker argues that we humans are the only species of animal that knows that it is going to die someday. And the knowledge of death makes us anxious and nervous. And we cannot function when we think about death. And that's why our whole history of human race can be explained by this attempt, this effort to forget that we're going to die. And earlier, many people relied on religion, but with the advance of science, it was not possible. The explanation given by religion was not enough, so we invented so-called culture. And many people start thinking that if we become famous or successful, then you might live forever. But he argues that, let's get real, death of a human or an animal killed in a highway is same. So this is a ultimate irony, absurdity of human existence. In my view, there are two important aspects of our existence which we are trying to explain but still have not been quite successful. One is the beginning of self-replicating life. How did life begin and what is life? The second is, how did human consciousness develop? Well, if you get into the first problem, life is different from other inanimate material. When you compare living versus non-living, all non-living material follow what is called the second principle of thermodynamics: increase in entropy, increase in disorder. When we die, our body will decompose, and this will follow exactly according to the second law of thermodynamics. But life is something quite unique and different. It has what is called teleonomic principle. It seems to have a objective, a purpose, and to achieve this objective, it uses energy and go against the thermodynamic principle. So it is very different from the non-living, that it's able to produce order from chaos. And so when I look back into the so-called meaning of life as an individual, perhaps maybe individual lives may not be so important or really significant or meaningful as we tend to think. We are in an illusion that is important, but the real importance may be this teleonomic principle, that if you look at a cell, a single cell with organelles exhibit teleonomic principle, and those cells that exhibit teleonomic principle collectively as an organ exhibit telenomic principle, and organs collectively exhibit telenomic principle as an individual species. So this telenomic principle, this difference between life and matter exists throughout all aspects of biology, life. So what would our telenomic principle be? I think it may not be the survival and the welfare and thriving of individual. Maybe the real purpose of life is to thrive and prosper as a whole, as a humanity. So I think this is a temporary answer that I reached, and so even though our lives are important, we value it, but the deep, in the background, the deep law of nature is governed by, I think, this greater direction. And so I wonder what other people have said so far, and one of them is Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. He was a Jesuit priest and a scientist like myself who lived in the early 20th century, and Teilhard also expressed this idea very well. He argued that Christianity, in his view, made a big mistake because they divided the universe into matter and spirit, soul, and put the soul at an upper position, higher position. They assumed that science would not catch up. So in his view, if there is a God, he thinks the God would be a unity of soul and matter. And he says something like, here, we are not a human being having a spiritual experience. We are perhaps a spiritual being, eternal being, trying to have a human experience. Anyway, I think this dualism of spirit and matter was first expounded by Descartes and was later also revoked by Spinoza. And I'm sure you know that Einstein was a great fan of Spinoza. And they tried to compromise and put science into the spiritual world. Well, this is the last book that I'm going to introduce. It's a book titled Seeing Red, a study on consciousness, written by Nicholas Humphrey. And at the beginning of the book, a disabled person writes a letter to Nicholas Humphrey, the author, telling him that he's very crippled and disabled, disfigured person, and he asks Nicholas Humphrey, the scholar, if he dies, is there anything left behind it beyond this crippled body? And Nicholas Humphrey gives his version of what consciousness is, blah, 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 and then at the very end of the book, he returns back and writes reply to this disabled person, Joe Can, and he said, Joe Can, I'm sorry, but not a chance, you know. When we die, everything, our mind and everything is gone. But he quotes this word by Albert Camus, and he says that when we cannot travel the wide sea of the eternity, the more significant is the island that we stand on now. And I think this explains very well my emotion and feeling that so that in short, I think at the moment this is where I reached throughout my search, and so if you are able to invite me again several years later, maybe I will have a more updated version. Finally, a few months ago, I made a trip to Europe, and I visited Nicholas Humphrey, the author, and met him at Cambridge. And on the way back to Europe, I decided to take a ferry boat. Well, it's a ferry boat, but I think this was the first time that I went to sea, crossing the North Sea over 15 hours. So thank you very much for your attention.
Now we'll have a time for questions. Maybe one question can be asked. If you have a question, you can come to the podium, the hallway. You can use the microphone.
Thank you for your speech. It touched my heart. Thank you. Second one, actually, you mentioned that undergraduate research in your introduction today. Actually, I was looking for why you mentioned the undergraduate research. A lot of Korean scholars, they are talking about graduate research or even product. Do you have any comment? That there may not be nothing to do with today's presentation, but undergraduate research is very important.
I just happened, I mean, for me, before my accident, I only involved with graduate students. But after the injury, I spent a lot of time working with undergraduate students. And this is also another opportunity or something that I would not have done if I had not been injured. Especially what we try to do is try to make students, disabled students, good, successful in science. Seoul National University has about 70 disabled students in the campus. It turns out more than 80% of them are in non-science and engineering major. And we're trying to change this by making few good role models, because in Korea, I think what we have is Park City and Kim effect, so that if somebody becomes very successful, everybody will follow. And this is the way I think the society can change. I tell people that Korea is perhaps the only country where the role of Ministry of Education is to prevent education. I'm not sure whether I answered the question. Well, it seems like that, doesn't it?
Thank you again to Professor Lee. Five minutes, so we'll be ending pretty much on time for lunch. The first plenary sponsor talk will be Kon-ho Yoon. He's Director of Korea Health Industry Development Institute, KHIDI. Please welcome Director Yoon.
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It is our great privilege to introduce about our small institution to the great audience in this room. I will introduce about the KIDI, Korea Health Industry Development Institute, today to all of the audience. So KIDI is a government-affiliated institution which performs professional and systematic support to develop the domestic health industry and enhance health service. We have 400 employees and we have some budget of $400 million per year. We actually have a little bit complicated the role for the promotion of health industry in Korea. We have 5 different the bureau. The one bureau is just for the management of our institution. So we have 4 acting bureau to take care of the objectives objectives. So first one is Bureau of Health Industry Policy. It's this bureau support the policy making for some healthcare industry and the healthcare strategy in our some nations. And second bureau is the Bureau of Health Technology R&D Planning and Budget Management. I'm the director of this bureau. In this bureau, we make some plan for how we can support some R&D, healthcare R&D in our country, and also we support some R&D project in the world researchers in our countries. The third bureau is the Health Industry Promotion Bureau. Especially in this, the bureau support some new drug development and also support some medical device development in our countries. And the fourth bureau is the Global Healthcare Bureau. In this bureau, they support and promote the medical tourism in our country and also support the medical healthcare system export, such as the Middle East and in other countries. So we also had a lot of the global relationship with many countries and many institutions in the world. And as you already know, the national R&D budget is quite high length in Korea. As you look at in this slide, the R&D budget in Korea is quite high in terms of the percent of GDP and also total amount of dollar for the R&D support. So among them, the 3 ministries support the healthcare R&D in our country. The first one is Ministry of Science, ICT and Future Planning. And second ministry is Ministry of Health and Welfare. And the third ministry is the Ministry of Trade, Industry and the Energy. These 3 industries share almost the 1/3 of R&D support for promoting the healthcare R&D in our countries. So among them, I'm the director of the Bureau of Healthcare, Health Technology R&D Planning and Budget. In our bureau, we have 3 acting the section. For the first one is Translational Research Promotion, and second one is the section for the emerging technology, including genetics and the stem cell research and new drug development. And we also have another section for the health technology infrastructure. In this section, we support for some medical device and healthcare information system development, and also support some oriental medicine. And also we have some planning section and also has a performance management innovation section in our bureau. I will skip this. Total national R&D budget is approximately $16.1 million per year at the year 2014. And among them, the healthcare R&D budget is around 1.3 billion. That's around 6.6% of total R&D budget, sharing 3 ministries. So Ministry of Health and Welfare R&D budget is around $420 million per year. This is the 2.6% of total R&D budget operated in our ministry. As you look at here, very fortunately, the R&D support is very rapidly growing from since year 2006 to 2013. And we think this rapid growing is almost saturated, and nowadays it is going to go to the plateau. And among the whole Ministry of Health and Welfare R&D budget, the KD operates 73% of R&D, healthcare R&D budget. So with those money, the Ministry of Health and Welfare covered the whole broad spectrum of development of healthcare technology, from the basic research to the clinical development. However, most of our effort was focused on the translational research and clinical trials. So Ministry of Health and Welfare covered broadly, and the NECA, that's National Evidence-Based Healthcare Collaboratory Agency, just covered from late stage of development and make a clinical guideline and so on. And we also covered the whole hospital infrastructure development by the research-driven hospital project, and the Medical Innovation Foundation in Osong and the Daegu supports the infrastructure of R&D, the healthcare R&D. And the CONEC, called the Korean National Enterprise for the Clinical Trial, to organize the whole clinical trial effort and make a connection with some other countries. And the KDDF is the Korean Development Development Fund, make for the promote the export of Korean R&D product to the many other countries. And the medical device development also had many the translational clinical research center in the university hospital, and they do some clinical trials. This is the Ministry of Health and Welfare's government-wide the mid and long-term plan called Health Strategy. Is the healing economy, a lot, and better life together. So we would like to make some very close collaboration with Korean-American scientists in the future, and make the strategic planning for the research program, and also make some good collaboration as a reviewer or some advisor in our the program in the future. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay. Now, Hang-Duk Roh, President of CJ 제일대당 Bio, will come and give us plenary sponsor talk.
Yes, this is my honor to introduce private company in here, and I feel very small, and also maybe this is not that important compared to life and death, but I get paid monthly, so I have to introduce my company and what we are doing. Before showing you the film, the introductory movie, 5 minute running, I have a few words I have to say. CJ, I joined last year. We had a very unique company producing 5 essential amino acids in the world. It's only one company, and we opened up new factory in Malaysia. Last month we had the opening ceremony, and we dealing with only bio business unit dealing with $2 billion, and also produce 5 essential amino acids. That means you have to eat the meat, at least you have to survive, and MSG and also nucleotide. So let me remove this.
Starting with MSG production in 1964, CJ Bio rapidly grew through the nucleotides business. 60 years years of experience in microbial fermentation industry allowed CJ to entitle World-Class Bio Company. With the advanced technological competency, CJ Bio was able to penetrate the amino acid market for feed, and our global production gave us the profound foundation in the market as the #1 brand in the world. With continuous innovation, CJ Bio became the first company that has successfully produced L-methionine through the biological production process. CJ Bio has acquired the core technologies to lead the bio industry. We have maintained our clear leadership in the global nucleotide market thanks to our world-leading fermentation technology, large-scale global production network, top-quality products and application technology, such as providing low-salt and low-fat solution. In addition, we have launched a diverse range of food-grade amino acid products which contribute to improving the quality of life. The amino acids, as an essence of life and natural material, are getting actively applied to personal care and healthcare products. CJ Bio is the global leading feed amino acid company and the first one to produce 4 major feed amino acids by using microbial fermentation process. CJ's advanced microbial strain, Corynebacterium, is grass microbes, which is well known for highly safe for the human and animal consumption. CJ does all the best to maintain high standard on quality control assured by global certifications as well as internal safety control systems. A complete package of lysine, threonine, tryptophan, methionine, and newly launched amino acids will improve animal health, well-being, and performance while also protecting the environment. In particular, the world's first L-methionine made from the natural biomass will replace petrochemical-based D-L-methionine and increase bioavailability in animals.
L-methionine is 43% more bioavailable compared with D-L-methionine for weight gain, or 23% more bioavailable than D-L-methionine for feed efficiency.
Biochemicals are eco-friendly biomaterials to replace petrochemical products. By connecting CJ's core competences in biosciences and material sciences, CJ Bio is accelerating development of biomaterials for electronics, automobiles, and textiles. In addition, CJ Bio is actively developing biomass made from non-edible plant resources. CJ Bio has secured both cost and location competitiveness by building more production sites in Indonesia, China, Brazil, US, and Malaysia. From strategically sourcing raw materials to sales, our global business network makes it easy for our customers to access our best quality products from anywhere in the world. Greener and safe products. World's leading fermentation technology. Future business that builds a healthier Earth. As the most innovative global leader in biotechnology, CJ designs the future of the bio industry.
Okay, thank you for watching my movie, and you now realize why I stand up here. He was not that famous at the time. If anybody has questions, I can answer that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I was on